Hello, my friends, and welcome back to an episode of Wake Up and Barça. It's been some time. We took a little break during the World Cup. I think we only did one or two episodes during that time, just quick little check-ins. But now we are back to club football. Barcelona's taking on ESPANYOL, so we're going to do a little match preview for that. We're also going to chat about the New Era documentary. Barcelona getting some coverage on Amazon Prime. I want to get your reactions to that, see if you liked it, you hated it, what you thought of it. Maybe you didn't see it yet, and I'll give you my thoughts. We'll discuss that. And then, of course, we'll be discussing the new captain. We're probably going to lead off with that. New captain, TER STEGEN for Barcelona. We'll be talking all of that and more on this episode of Wake Up and Barça. I missed you all very much. Excited to have you back. Excited to be back. If you want to be part of the conversation for today's episode, subscribe to the channel. Turn on those notifications. Nope. Hang on. Stop. Started doing a promo there. I'm like on autopilot. It's been some time. Hopefully I remember how all of this goes since I've been taking some time off. Anyway, subscribe to the channel if you want to be part of the conversation. If you are just finding us and you haven't done so yet, whether you're watching this live or on replay, subscribe, turn on notifications so you know when we're live. You can come hang out with us. All right. We are getting back to our roots on this channel. We are focused on building the community to come together, support the badge, support each other. That's what we do here on the Undefeated channel with the Undefeated community, the Stash Squad, as we like to go by. So again, welcome. If you're just finding us for the first time, welcome back. If you're a regular, go ahead and kick things off the right way, my friends.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuning in to the Undefeated Mustache John.
All right. Let me quickly turn to the chat. I see some regulars, some familiar faces here on the channel, so I want to shout some folks out. Ryan Scott, good to see you. Fabrice, hello. Ayush, my stash mod, how you doing, sir? Connor, good to see you. Glad you made it through the winter storms up there in Columbus. Shake the Room, what's up, brother? Says, I generally missed you. Did you recognize my name? Of course, Shake the Room, one of my favorite names on here. I love when you guys get clever with the names, puts a smile on my face. Definitely RIP to Pele. Great memories for generations of folks. Marcaroni, what's up, dude? Can't wait to reconnect. Hit me up on Instagram or Twitter. Let's talk. Let's get some conversations going. It's been too long, Marca. We gotta reconnect, brother, but it's good to see you. Anybody watching that has not subscribed to Marcaroni's channel, you're missing out. Good times, good vibes, good energy, lots of Barcelona content and the greater world of football. Go check out Marcaroni. It's good to see you, brother. Who else we got in here? Alex, what's up? Says, Lewandowski playing tomorrow versus ESPANYOL. Yes, that is one of the headlines. The suspension has been suspended for the time being. It's still under review, so he's not cleared of suspension, but Lewandowski will be available versus ESPANYOL. We're going to talk about a potential starting 11. We'll talk about who's going to be part of that 24-man roster coming up here in just a couple moments here, folks. Who else we got in the room? Fion, hello, says John is the GOAT. I wouldn't go that far, but I do appreciate the love and support, and I missed you all. I really did. It felt weird going through my days without at least occasionally. Because we do this, almost every other day? A little wake up in Barça, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We take weekends off, but even then we do the live matches. I'm connecting with the community like every other day-ish. So taking time off during the World Cup, it was needed, but I missed you all. I'm glad to be back. Glad to see everybody. Let's go ahead and jump off here with talking about our new Capitan. TER STEGEN becomes the fourth captain. This, of course, coming after PK's retirement. PK deciding to hang up his boots. It helps out the club financially, clearing up some salary cap. It helps him out personally by not having to get whistled for the rest of the season. So win-win, unless you're a PK fan and you want him to stick around, which would be rare. Not a lot of those left. So, TER STEGEN steps up as fourth captain. Fresh armband for the fresh hair on TER STEGEN. Look at that crop of hair. Pulls a Jordi Alba, getting the hair plugs. Looking good, TER STEGEN. Liking what I'm seeing, folks. So right off the bat, first question, again, whether you're watching this live and participating in the chat, or if you're watching this on replay, let me know down in the comments. What is your reaction to TER STEGEN getting the captain's armband? Do we like it? Do we love it? Do we hate it? What's the reaction? Should someone else have gotten it? If you think it should have been somebody else, let me know down in the comments. This is where we'll start the conversation as I turn to the Stash Squad. What is your reaction, my friends, to Ter Stegen getting the armband before this match against Espanyol. What do we think? Fabrice says, I really like that Mats is captain now. Okay, good. That's one vote of confidence for Ter Stegen. It makes sense for me. Trusted veteran of the club, been here since what, 2015? Am I making that up? I think I'm making that up. When did Ter Stegen join Barcelona? I want to say 2015, but I could be wrong. Go to the wiki page. Barcelona 2014. Okay, so 2014-15 was his first season. I don't know if he started that first year, though. I feel like his first season was off and on. Could be wrong. Ayush, my stash mod, says he has been here for long enough to deserve it. Amen to that. Alex says Ter Stegen will be a great captain. Ryan Scott says Ter Davos should be kept. That one went over my head. Ryan, you're going to have to explain that one to me. Connor says, will Ter Stegen wear the armband every match now, or will it be an occasional thing? It'll still just be occasional, because you think he's fourth captain. You still got Busquets, Roberto, Alba, and then Ter Stegen. So if any one of those first three are on the pitch, they get the armband. So Busquets gets it because he's always in that pivot role. I'm hoping second half of the season we see a little bit more rotation, but we don't need to talk about that right now. Burp, come in, maybe. There it is. All right, that felt better. Forget what I was talking about. Captain. So Ter Stegen will only wear the armband if Busquets, Jordi Alba, or Sergio Roberto is not on the pitch, my friend. But it seems like overall folks are happy. Fion says he deserves it after everything he's done. Good. I like it. Love to see it. And I'm seeing the chat going in on TikTok as well. So welcome everybody. Again, if you want the full experience, swipe over to my profile, click the link in the bio, gets you over to the Undefeated Mustache John YouTube channel, where you will find all of these fine folks who are waiting for you. Again, if you're watching on YouTube or on TikTok, make sure you click the like button, the thumbs up, helps out with the algorithm, gets the people going. You know what I mean? Anyway, I digress. That's the first headline. Ter Stegen as captain. We're going to talk about the squad list here. We got a full roster. Barcelona, no injuries. Very excited about that. We're going to talk about a potential starting 11 here in just a moment, but I do want to take pause to first welcome Funny Things 61. Welcome to the community, my friend. Glad you found us. Give yourself a little shout out. Let us know where you're watching from. Do appreciate the support. And then Stash Squad, welcome our new member to the community, if you don't mind. Anyway, I want to talk about the New Era documentary. If you are a Barcelona fan, it's a good watch. If you haven't checked it out yet, it covers Barcelona from the 8-2 defeat at Bayern Munich all the way up until the beginning of this current season. So if you're a Barca fan, it's a nice little pep rally. It's a nice little, I'll say, peek behind the curtain. You don't get all the nitty-gritty details, and that's where some of the criticism is starting to come in, particularly from those that are not Barcelona supporters, that aren't here to jump on board with the Barcelona-driven narrative, we'll say. I've heard criticism that people wanted more of the nitty-gritty details, getting into some of the decisions behind the club in terms of the personnel, the contracts, all of that jazz. I mean, listen, we're going to talk about this on the Engine Room podcast more in depth. Again, me, Bugo Luis, Pablo Wolves Blanco, every Monday. Now that World Cup is over, every Monday we'll be back on our regular schedule. The Engine Room podcast. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Spotify. We'll be going in depth about this New Era documentary. But what I want to say about it is that it does not give you the nitty-gritty details. It doesn't even mention Frankie de Jong and his contract disputes, or his salary disputes, I should say. It doesn't even touch on that saga. It barely brushes on the Lionel Messi saga in terms of the role that Barcelona actually had in leading up to that situation where we could not afford to sign him. It really just breezed by it by being like, well, Barcelona did everything that we could. We tried all of our might and did everything in our power, but big bad La Liga just wouldn't let Barcelona sign Lionel Messi. Sure, that's one narrative. The other narrative is that Barcelona ran the club into the ground for 9 years and then couldn't afford to re-sign Lionel Messi. That's the other way of putting it. So If you are looking for a true behind the scenes documentary, this isn't it. If you want this is a sugar coated version, this is a Barcelona driven narrative of what happened. Great documentary. It's a good watch, okay? For just surface level, was this entertaining to watch? Yes, I give it a yes. Go watch it. But if you're looking for all the details, like I said, you're not going to get it. You're not getting the behind the scenes that you really want. Barcelona is not going to give you that. So take that with a grain of salt. Like I said, overall, good watch. Welcome Antonio to the community. Give yourself a shout out. Let us know where you're watching from. But other than that, my friends, let me know. If you've seen the documentary, one episode or all 5, let me know down in the comments. If you're watching this on replay, I'm going to turn to the chat, get some opinions, get some thoughts, see what you're thinking about the New Era documentary. What do we think, folks? Funny Thing says documentary was mid. Tell me more funny things. Tell me more. What do we not like about it? Jason says, still thinking about the World Cup. It was a good one. Absolutely. Thoughts on tomorrow's match, asked Diego. We're going to get to that in just 1 second. We certainly will. Fabrice says probably going to watch the documentary, but not now, maybe in a few weeks or a month. No rush. It's there for you. And I think it's going to be ongoing. I'm pretty sure they'll get back to, or they'll pick up where they left off and show more from this upcoming season. Antonio says, why didn't they ban Lewandowski right away? Watching from Chicago. Shout out to you, Antonio. Shout out Chicago. It's just under review. So it's just delayed. I think they're considering whether or not they need to tack on those extra 3 matches for whatever gesture he made. I still have not seen it. I don't know if he flipped off the ref or some fans or something. I have no idea. But apparently, not only is he getting suspended for the 2 yellow cards that he got, right, which is just a 1-match suspension, but there's added on to that because of some gesture he made either to the ref, the team, the fans. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Let me know if you did see it. I haven't seen any footage of what this gesture is, but it is what it is. Ryan Scott says, haven't watched yet. Check it out when you get a chance. Like I said, it is a good watch if you're a Barcelona fan. It's a good watch. Funny Thing says, they hyped the doc as if it was going to get behind the scenes stuff, but all we got were a few Xavi team talks. Agreed. That is, and that's a very good point, actually. The behind the scenes that you do get is a little bit of the locker room talk from Xavi, but it's still, you don't get any of the conversations around the Frankie de Jong saga. You don't get any of the conversation of like who actually broke the news to Luis Suarez when he wasn't leaving. You saw some of the conversation between like Coleman and Laporta when he came in, but I wanted to see the conversation where Laporta fires Coleman. I want to see the conversation where it's decided that that players are going to take salary cuts. There was no mention of that even. Well, maybe a mention if I'm remembering correctly. I think they do mention that some players took a salary cut, but they definitely don't spend enough time. They don't spend enough time on the summer with Laporta and Xavi and trying to piece this team together. They don't spend enough time on that. Saint says, John, what do you think about Ansu only getting about 14 minutes in the World Cup? I think he's still battling that injury more than what people want to let on. Again, we're going to talk about a starting 11 here in a moment. I don't think Ansu's going to be in it. I don't think he's fully fit physically and mentally. I think he's still on a very long recovery road. Road to recovery. I know words. I speak English. So I think we just got to be very patient with Ansu. Okay. All right. Thank you, Funny. Thanks for clearing that up. The gesture was Lewandowski rubbed his nose at Xavi, but the ref thought it was him. Interesting. Alex, I'm glad to have you back here, buddy. It's good to see you. Column, good to see you as well. Says, John, got my Barca top now for Christmas, and we're going to win it. Very good. Very good. Love to see that Barcelona swag. By the way, speaking of Barcelona swag, if you want to be part of the pre-show, pre-match, halftime slideshow, where we show off some screenshots of the live stream, as well as the Stash Squad, the undefeated community, if you want to be a part of that, if you want to be included in that slideshow, send me your pictures. You can send them on Twitter. You can send them on Instagram. You can send them to me on Gmail. at the undefeated mustache john at gmail.com. But right below are my Instagram, my social media handles. Send me a message with you supporting the club, wearing your jersey, wearing your shirts, wearing your sweatshirts, holding up a sign, whatever it is. I'd love to include you, give you a shout out. Just make sure when you message me, include the picture and what your YouTube handle is so I can shout you out up in lights, being part of the slideshow. Check that out when you get a chance. Make sure you send me those pictures. Matinho, good to see you, brother. Ryan Scott getting into the Barca lineup for Espanyol tomorrow. I think we'll jump into that in just one moment. Saint says, Football España says Ansu is starting tomorrow. We'll see. Maybe. I'll say maybe. I don't have him in my starting 11. Okay, spoiler. I don't have Ansu in my starting 11, but I could be wrong. I'm definitely open to being wrong for that. We'll see. Tomorrow's match is at, 8 a.m.? Let me pull this up. Barcelona, Espanyol. Jump over here. I believe it's 8 a.m. my time. Yes, it is. 8 a.m. my time. My time. I know how to talk. I know words. Like I said, I know words. 8 a.m. kickoff. We're doing a live stream for this one, folks. Live watch-along party. Come hang out. I'll be doing the commentary, the play-by-play. You won't miss any of the action here on the Undefeated channel. We'll be going live 10, 15 minutes before kickoff. You can see Barcelona with a high win probability, 82%. Espanyol down to 6. Barcelona sitting top of the table. I think Real Madrid play later today, so they could leapfrog us momentarily. Where are they at here? Yeah, today at 3:30 playing Valladolid. So they could in theory, jump in front of us temporarily. But then if we come back, do what we need to do against Espanyol, who's currently sitting, 16th. Ooh. Sevilla, gonna get relegated this year. It's wild. Absolutely wild. Anyway, I digress. That's just what we're looking at for the kickoff tomorrow. Here's the squad list, but let's go ahead and jump into what might be a starting 11 for Barcelona. How about that? Starting with the newly appointed fourth captain, the trusty Ter Stegen between the posts. No reason to look elsewhere. Ter Stegen gives you everything that you need in a keeper. I applaud him being selected as the fourth captain. Excited for that recognition. He deserves it. Well deserved. Balde coming in hot, taking that left back position from Jordi Alba. I know that Spain prefers to go with Alba, but Barcelona prefers Balde. I think that's what we're going to see. And then finally, since we have a healthy defense, we get Koundé at the right back position. I know that's not his number one preferred position. We want to see him at center back, but we're loaded, lock, stocked, and loaded at the center back position. We've got a lot of options, not so much in right back. We have Bellerin, we have Roberto, but I'm not confident in either of those right backs. So we go Koundé at right back. Center back pairings, we go Araujo, who is back from injury. Thankfully, did not get used at the World Cup. I was a little bit worried that they were going to rush him back, that they were going to push him onto the pitch, not fully fit. But Uruguay did not make a run in the tournament long enough for him to do that. So Araujo, nice long break, comes back fresh, gets the start for me. Going to be playing alongside Christensen. I know, like I said, we got a lot of center back options. We've got Marcus Alonso, who's been playing center back. We've got Eric, who was honestly, aside from a couple of mistakes, giving penalties up, playing good football. So we have options, but I think this is going to be our preferred back four for the time being until there's a reason to rotate. This is my back four. Balde, Christensen, Araujo, and Koundé. It allows Barcelona to push forward in a number of different ways, which we'll get into in other episodes of Wake Up in Barca, talking about the tactics here. But this is what I'm thinking for the back line. Midfield. You know it's going to be Busquets. You know it is. I know that there's always a debate over whether it's time to move on from Busquets. Right now, apparently, we're trying to sign him on like a 6-month contract extension, which doesn't make any sense for him to stick around for half of a season next year. I think he moves on. We'll talk about that more in another episode. For today, against Espanyol, he gets the start alongside Pedri, as well as De Jong. Pedri's a given. He's always going to be preferred right after Busquets. It's Busquets and then Pedri, and then it becomes, will it be Gavi or will it be De Jong? I think it depends on the team. I think it depends on the tactics. For today, I'm going De Jong. But I think Gavi gets some significant time in this match. And this is the first one where I'm like, maybe Gavi starts. Maybe Gavi starts. Again, this is not personal preference. I'm going with what I think Xavi is going to give us here. Forward-wise, Dembele, we got to get him on the pitch. We got to get his confidence back immediately. He was taken off in the first half of that World Cup defeat to Argentina. I don't fully blame Dembele. I think that was a tactical error. I think Dembele being asked to mark Di Maria deep in the defensive third, that's gonna be problems. So gives up a penalty to Di Maria. France's tactics were off. Dembele had to come off the pitch in the first half. We got to get him on the pitch for Barca, feeling good, feeling confident. Let's get him some assists, maybe a goal, so that we can have the best of Dembele. He's going to be playing alongside Ferran Torres. I know we already said in the chat, somebody mentioned, predicted maybe Ansu Fati getting the start. Could be wrong. All right, this is another one of those positions where it could be Ansu. It could be Memphis Depay, who is starting to work his way into Barcelona's starting 11 before picking up an injury right as we entered in that wild November calendar month for Barcelona, where whatever. We're not going to live in the past. We're not going to live in the past. No big deal. Don't need to talk about it. Could be Ansu, could be Memphis. I'm thinking it's Ferran. And then Lewandowski with the suspension suspended. We'll see what that turns out to. Next couple of days, I think we'll learn more. But for the time being, he is available for ESPANYOL, which means he will start in that number 9 position. So Ferran, Lewandowski, Dembele, De Jong, Pedri, Busquets, Balde, Christensen, Araujo, Koundé, all playing in front of TER STEGEN. That leaves a pretty good bench still. Pretty good bench. Of course, we have Arnautenas also available, but he just didn't fit on the screen, okay? 24-man roster coming out from Xavi this time. That's one too many for my template here. Anyway, I digress. This is what we're looking at for a starting 11. What did I get right? What did I get wrong? What are your predictions for the starting 11? Predictions for scoreline. I think Barcelona come out hot. I'm going 4-1. We had a long international break with that World Cup. I can't expect us to be 100% chemistry on point, no errors. So that's where I think where we give up 1 goal, but I think we score 4. And I think it comes from Lewandowski, Ferran Torres, Rafinha off the bench, and then one from Frankie de Jong. Spreading out the love, Lewandowski, Ferran Torres, Rafinha, Frankie de Jong, in a 4-1 win for Barcelona. Lock it in. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your predictions for the starting 11, as well as the outcome of the match. If you're watching on replay, let me know down in the comments. We'll keep the conversation going, my friends. But for now, I will turn to the chat. Stash Squad, let me know what you think about the starting 11. What would you change? What did I get right? What did I get wrong? Let me know your thoughts. Let's see here. Max, how we doing? Says Araujo won't play, Xavi said, but he's in the lineup. Did he say that? I admittedly did not watch the full press conference. So if he said that, I'll have to change my predicted 11. Ayush says, agreed with the lineup. 3-0 prediction coming from Ayush. Love to see it. Fabrice says 3-1 for Barcelona. Ange14, how we doing? Welcome back. Says 3-1 to Barca. A brace from Lewandowski and 1 from Rafinha. Okay. Saint says we're going to have to play against Goatwade. I know. We are going up against Goatwade, who I'm sure has a chip on his shoulder after being shown the door by Barcelona. George, welcome back. Says Dembele's World Cup marks out of 2. I'm not sure what you're asking there, my friend. Diego says there's no Lewandowski and Araujo. Lewandowski is available. I'm hearing you on the chat that apparently he did. Xavi said that Araujo will not be played in this match, but he is available, which doesn't make sense. If he's not going to play him, then why put him in the squad? Why have him on the bench if you have no intention of playing him? Maybe he's not going to start. Maybe that's what he meant. Again, did not watch the full press conference there. But Fabrice is saying goals from Ferran, goals from Pedri, and goals from Memphis off the bench. Love to see it. Sahil, hello, says we haven't conceded at the Camp Nou in La Liga. Is that true? We haven't conceded a goal at the Camp Nou this year? Good stat, if that is accurate. I appreciate that. Saint saying Marcus Alonso instead of Araujo. I would say that it's probably the case, either him or Eric, right? Those would be the two most likely if it's not Araujo. Max says taking no risks with Araujo. I'm okay with that. Like I said, we're quite healthy in the center back position. So let's just say Araujo is not being used. Yeah, I guess it would make sense. We go Christensen. I would probably go Alonso. And then what'll end up happening, we slide this over here. We can get rid of those lines real quick. Hang on. There we go. What'll end up happening when Barcelona gets the ball, shift over to the correct screen here. When Barcelona gets the ball, you'll see Balde really push up that left wing. You'll see Ferran Torres kind of pinch inside here, maybe even underneath Lewandowski at times to give Balde that space. And you'll see offensively Barcelona switch more into a 3-back as Alonso slides to the left, Christensen fills in, Koundé fills in, and then you'll see Busquets and De Jong drop into those gaps left between Alonso, Christensen, and Koundé. So it'll be kind of a 3-2-4-1 type of formation in the attack. That's what ends up happening. Actually, just to give you the full look, it'll end up being more like this. Dembele will push up there. He'll push there. He'll slide in here. Pedri will fill in this gap here. Rip, rip, rip. And it'll end up looking a bit more like this when Barcelona are actually on the ball, which is a hell of a lineup. I don't mind this whatsoever. Again, defensively, as soon as we lose the ball, everybody snaps back into shape. You heard in the documentary, if you watched, Xavi talk about the metaphor of playing like an accordion. When we have the ball, we are spread out. As soon as we lose it, we are compact and together. And that's what you see. You see this type of shift. And offensively, like I said, Ferran will be making that run in there. Pedri will be making the run in there. Dembele will stay wide. Balde will stay wide. De Jong and Busquets will take care of stopping any transitions, any counterattacks, and then you'll have the back line there as the last line. Easy peasy. No problems. Barcelona 4-1. That's what we're looking at, folks. Ayush has verified that we have not conceded at the Camp Nou in the Liga. Let's go. All right, I'm going to change my prediction then. I'm going to keep that streak going. I'm going 4-0 Barcelona. Rewind it, set it back, 4-0 Barcelona. That's the new prediction after that stat. I like it. Sahil says, I would give a chance to Bellerin just to get a rhythm. I don't hate it, but I don't see it happening either. I think a healthy Koundé gets the start. Prozone says, I hope Ansu and Rafinha score off the bench. I think probably. I don't know if either gets the start. Again, could be wrong. Ansu may get the start. Didn't play more than just a handful of minutes at the World Cup. So maybe. Column says, if you're going 4-0, I'm saying 5. Love to see it. I'm with you on that one. Appreciate it. Other than that, folks, I think that just about does it. We talked about the New Era documentary. We talked about Ter Stegen being the new captain. We talked about Espanyol versus Barcelona match preview. Again, Barcelona sitting in first place, looking to hang on to that. Real Madrid doing what they can to temporarily leapfrog us later today. So we're going to have to get points tomorrow against Espanyol. Again, come back for the live watch-along, live commentary, play-by-play action, and you get to chat with your fellow culés. Come hang out as we support the badge, support each other, the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, all here on the Undefeated channel. I appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. Again, if you're watching on replay, get your predictions down in the comments. Everyone that showed up live, I appreciate you so much. Love you, love you, love you. We're going to be live, like I said, just about 10 minutes before kickoff tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Convert that for your time zone, wherever you are around the world. I will see you then, my friends. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking a ride.